What is up everyone, Ultra Premiers here. They'll be showcasing a line I built with Alolan Raichu and Umbreon, two newcomers in the Ultra Premier Cup that are now very viable because of the level increase to level 50. I'm running an Alolan Raichu that's currently at level 49. It's a 10, 15 IV, rank 16, really good. And my Umbreon is a Hundo at level 48.5, but I also have it as a best buddy, so it's actually level 49.5. But I can still squeeze 3 power-ups in there. I just don't have the candies just yet, but it still performs awesome. I really like Alolan Raichu in this meta because it deals with the fighting types, the water types, a gallade, lapras, flyers very well. It just has to watch out for Swampert and grass types and other ground types for sure. But with the psychic coverage, it can do a lot of damage. That's also why I'm running a psychic on it. I think PV Poke recommends Wild Charge, Thunder Punch, double electric, but I think you're a bit too susceptible to ground and grass types then. So I'm running psychic to be able to one-shot Venusaurs and Victory Bells and also do a lot of damage to Swampert. Another option would be Grass Knot instead of Psychic to be able to one-shot Swampert. But my current lineup is also a bit weak to grass, so I want that extra damage against grass as well. We saw it in this game. I psychicked a Bomb of Snow and it did so much damage. So yeah, in this team I also have Snorlax in the middle as a safe swap. It kind of lures out the fighters, so that Umbreon has a good time in the back. Only thing that's very hard for this team is Charmers. This team is not that great versus Charmers, especially double Charmers. Versus teams with one Charmer, I can usually deal with it as long as I get my Snorlax or my Raichu on it. But if Umbreon gets locked in against a Charmer, especially when Charmer is a shield, it's just big problems. Alright, King Drive versus Umbreon here. He gets attack drop, which makes this really difficult because this foul play would have KO'd without the attack drop, but now it doesn't, unfortunately. He stops in the Bomb of Snow though, trying to catch a move. I get another Snarl, and this foul play here should KO the Bomb of Snow. Bomb of Snow, another Pokemon that you can power up to level 50 right now to get it closer to 2500. All right, Umbreon lead, absolutely horrible. I'm gonna try to catch a foul play here. It comes at exactly the first foul play comes at exactly the same time as a Wild Charge. So that's easy to count. Raising the Escavalier, this is not bad. Drill Run wouldn't kill from that range, but it will if I Superpower once, so I'm expecting him to throw another move, but he doesn't. It's very good for me. I throw Superpower, and it kind of has to respect it and throw up a shield. I'm gonna just lick down here. Throws a move, he had to, otherwise I would get to another Body Slam, and he definitely doesn't want to get 2 shields down against a Raichu. At this point I can just farm this Escav down with Alolan Raichu, and it will give me a ton of energy. The Umbreon still has a foul play stored, but I'm just gonna throw the Wild Charges right here. I'll shield his foul play if he throws it. But if not, I've Umbreon to catch it. Yeah, I tried to swap out there, but we had a CMP tie. He pressed the move right as he came in, so his CMP tie here I have to shield, otherwise it would definitely KO me from that range, because I was debuffed. I think without debuff, Raichu can take it. Umbreon doesn't have very high attack, but with the debuff, definitely not. Umbreon's low brings in a Drifloon. That's very lucky for me. Umbreon is a very hard Drifloon counter. If it was like, I think I got pretty lucky with the back line here. If it was anything else than Drifloon or Gengar, like Umbreon would not have been able to take it shield down. Plus the other Umbreon, of course. Also have to worry about that one. But yeah, look at this. The foul play doesn't do a lot. Umbreon is very thick. Like, it's insanely bulky. There's nothing in whole Ultra League Premier that one-shots Umbreon. Not even Machamp Close Combat. Shadow Machamp Close Combat does like 60%, I think. Something like that. It's absolutely crazy. Gallade Close Combat does like 50. It's so thick. It's crazy. Alright. So I KO'd the Drifloon with my Raichu, brought in his Umbreon, and now I'm kind of trolling right here. I'll just snarl him down. Oh man. Look at these Snarl. They were doing nothing. They were doing nothing, actually. All right, Obstagoon, very tough for this line, actually. Theoretically, it can beat all 3 of my Pokemon. Yeah, it's super effective Night Slashes for my Raichu. He has super effective counter and cross shot for my Snorlax and Umbreon. It's not good, but the counters are resistant on Raichu, so I can get to 2 wild charges here. And he will have to respect this. This will put him into Volt Switch downrange if he no-shields. And I also have Superpower on Snorlax, so I have an option there. I'll just let my Raichu get countered down right there. It's done his job. He brings in Drifblim straight away, which is kind of rough. I want him to throw the Icy Wind right here, and I want to get to the Superpower. I want to have a Superpower stored for when the Obstagoon comes back. I have to go into my Umbreon right here though, because I don't want my Umbreon lined up against against the Obstagoon later, and also the Snorlax Drifblim matchup is actually not as good as you would want it to be. The Icy Winds add up. You have to pretty much lick down because the body slams do nothing. I undercharged there. The reason for that is that I want to wear out the clock here. I don't want to kill this Drifblim too quickly, because then his Obstagoon can farm. Obstagoon comes in right here though, but now I can throw a move. Also, another reason is my opponent here is a friend of mine. I matched up with him in GBL, and I know his back line, and I know that his back line is weak to Chandelure. You're gonna see what's in the back. He throws a Hyper Beam as well, which is just crazy. Which I also know. That kind of helps. I knew his line. He also knew my line, so we're kind of even there. But bad. You're gonna see what comes out now. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. It's a Chandelure. Bad. That's so spicy. But it's been working really well for him. So yeah, it's such a interesting Pokemon. Beats the fighting types, the grass types. We're very weak to Snorlax and Umbreon. Though he's currently at 1 Incinerate, or 4 Incinerates, and he'll throw a Flame Charge. He only needs 1 more. If he would have gotten 1 more Incinerate right there, he would have been able to Flame Charge my Umbreon, which might have been enough to KO. Though at this range, like Flame Charge, it's not very effective, or not super effective. It's neutral, so it might not have KO'd. Umbreon is very thick. All right, that's a good game though. Abomasnow, Snow, not a great lead. Though the Weather Balls won't hurt that much, and Psychic will hurt a bunch. Just gonna Psychic right here. He decides not to throw his move yet, which is great for me, because I'm just gonna throw 1 Psychic, swap to Snorlax, but he does decide to throw right here. I'm expecting it to be a Weather Ball, so I'm not shooting it. Luckily, it's just a Weather Ball. Energy Ball would have done a bunch, actually. I'm expecting this to be the Energy Ball, but I'm no shielding anyway. Snorlax is just here to lure out a potential fighting type, and then just eat energy. I don't want to use any shields on Snorlax. Ideally, I'd save my shields for Raichu. Charizard comes in, makes sense. Charizard doesn't have a good matchup versus Raichu, so he has to get it out of the way. I don't know what's in the back yet, but I think it's another anti-fighter. Against most anti-fighters, Umbreon has a lot of play, except if it's a Charmer. But any other anti-fighter, like Drifblim, Gengar, Umbreon has a lot of play. Brings in Abomasnow again. I'm just gonna... well, I was trying to farm down, but he was gonna get to the Weather Ball, so I just swap out right here into my Umbreon. Still 2 shoots on the board for both, and he brings in a Clefable. Yeah, that's game. I just leave. You just gotta charm down both my Pokemon. Alright, Skarmory, that's really... Who would have thought? Skarmory, or Alolan Raichu in against Skarmory in Ultra League. Who would have thought that ever that? And now an Umbreon, that's just crazy. I bring in my own Umbreon right here. Just to use it in the mirror match. Like, I don't know what could be in the back. I've seen this lineup with a fighter in the back. Skarmory, Umbreon, fighter. So I'm gonna be using my Umbreon right here because Snorlax is a little better matchup versus a potential fighting type. Throws the last resort. Good for me. I'm gonna throw mine as well, of course. Last resort is the neutral mover. Foul play doesn't do that much. At this point, I think I'm just gonna try to farm him down. Yeah, if it's a fighting type in the back, I'm kind of in a big problem. Okay, Raichu is alright versus fighting types, but it isn't the best. The Volt Switches do add up, but it's not enough. Usually, and most fighters have coverage moves like Machamp with Rock Slide, Toxrock with what is it, Mud Bomb, and Raichu doesn't enjoy those, that's for sure. Brings in the Skarmory. I'm just gonna keep foul playing right here. I'm just gonna let my Umbreon go at this point. Throw another foul play. Skarmory gets real low. He swaps in his Machamp, and at this point I just make a big mistake. I decide to let my Umbreon go, but I should have just swapped it to Raichu instantly. The reason I let my Umbreon go is because I didn't want to get switch locked with my Raichu. Because I know with energy this matchup is not that great for Raichu, and also the problem is I have Wild Charge as my cheapest move. Wild Charge debuffs me, so I want to have a swap available just in case I'm using Wild Charges. But honestly, I don't think it was the play. I probably should have just swapped into Raichu instantly, not let him get the energy. But I think it might be fine. I'm just gonna go into Snorlax right here. This Skarmory does have a bunch of energy, but I don't think a Brave Bird would kill my Raichu from that range. I'm hoping to get over a Body Slam right here. Oh, but he makes an amazing swap. And at this point, I know he has a lot of energy. I know I'm 2 Wild Charges, Volt Switches away from Raichu's Wild Charge. So I should have just undercharged that Body Slam, I think. Because... Oh, I'm 3. Actually, I'm 3 away. And I barely don't get there. Hopefully this is just a cross chop. But if I counter correctly, it's gonna be a Rock Slide. That's very well played by my opponent, so GG's. Yeah, I think next line I build with Alolan Raichu, I'll build it a little stronger versus fighting types. Alolan Raichu is a decent answer to fighting types, but it's definitely not the best. So I definitely recommend you combine it with at least something a bit more neutral versus fighters. Alright, Alolan Executor lead, very spicy. I think it's a pretty neutral matchup with Raichu, but I swap out anyway just in case there's a fighting type. Brings out the Crustle. I'm gonna go for... neutral superpowers right here. I'll let this move go. I think Rock Slide probably KOs me, but that's alright. It doesn't. So I get to another superpower right here. This wouldn't KO the Crustle, but it does put it to Volt Switch downrange. I won't have to shield right here. He's not close to a move. Oh, he is. Alright, he was closer than I thought, and I thought he was gonna die on 1 Volt Switch actually. Alright, that's fine. I have a lot of energy right here. I'm gonna swap to my Umbreon immediately. Because his lead had a lot of energy stored, and I thought he was gonna throw it at my Raichu. But no, it brings in the Swampert, and I really wish I had thrown the Psychic into the Swampert before swapping out now. But this is alright. I bring in my Umbreon against the Swampert. Swampert wins the 2-1 shield for sure. Might even win the 1-1 with the little energy he had, but it's very close. As you can see, Umbreon is just eating up these Hydros. They do absolutely nothing. It's absolutely insane actually how thick Umbreon is, but at the same time those foul plays really aren't doing that much, but they are definitely adding up. This Umbreon is not even level 51, not even max yet, so it can even take them a little better. Alright, I swap it to my Raichu. I know if Wild Charge stored up, and he has to respect it, he has to shield. I think I just let this go. Oh no, I shield. And then he swaps into his Executor. He had energy, but he swapped at the wrong time. And I just got in 1 Wild Charge before he could get off his move. And then I kill his Swampert. Like, even if he came in Executor and was able to throw his move, I would have been able to farm down the Executor with my Umbreon and kill the Swampert. Alright, this was... I have another team in store for you. Let's take a look at that. Alright, so next team I'm going to be showcasing is Escavalier, Alolan Raichu and Swampert. Raichu kind of functions as a safe swap right here, luring out a potential grass type, allowing Swampert to sweep. Hopefully that's the whole idea of this lineup. If a grass type comes in, Raichu can use a Psychic to threaten shields, and even if a Swampert comes in, he can threaten shields or do a lot of damage with the Psychic. As you can see, I led Escavalier into a Skarmory. That's not a great matchup as all my charge moves are resisted. A Swampert comes in, Not great, but as you can see, Psychic did a ton. I'm surprised. Like maybe I should be running Grass Knot in this lineup because I would have been able to one-shot that Swampert. But then you don't have any coverage against Venusaur, so it's kind of tough. You would really want 3 moves. Alright, but anyway, I'm gonna be able to farm down this or get a lot of energy against this Swampert. I'm gonna have to throw right here though. I don't want to take another Hydro. Opponent shoots though. This was a CMP tie, so he's gonna get another Hydro right here. That's fine. I'll let it go. I can tank it. Well, I can't take it, but it isn't nice. I'm gonna swap to my Swampert right here. I'm pretty sure my opponent's gonna swap into Skarm once again. So it's a pretty safe swap. I'll go for the Hydros. I'm hoping this kills, but Skarmy is pretty tanky in this league. Even though I'm Shadow, it doesn't KO. Puts it quite low though, which is really nice. I'm gonna have to shoot this right here. Respect the Sky attack. That will do a bunch of damage. Comes in with lapras. Not great. I'm gonna go straight for the Earthquake. Some players don't expect the Earthquake and think that's just a Sludge Wave. This player does respect it. Good shield by my opponent. I'm gonna be able to throw another one though, and this does so much damage. Just look at this. Boom. That's nice. This is on our lapras. And man, I have a drill run ready. I tried to swap right there, but it was one much shot too late. If I would have gotten that swap, I would have been in a really good spot. I would have had my Swampert still. But no, my opponent could have had a weird time anyway. Alright, GG's. Yeah, simultaneous KO. That was, I think I could have definitely won that, but that was, I think, a misplay on my part. But still put out a tie, which is alright with me. Alright, Ampharos lead. Really good for me, because all 3 of my Pokemon are, I have a decent matchup against Ampharos at least. And of course, Swampert completely walls Ampharos. Escav can get off the super effective drill runs. I need to save my Escav just in case there's a grass type in the back though. So I'm gonna swap in my Raichu right here. Brings in his Snorlax, which is fine with me. I could have thrown the Wild Charge a little earlier maybe. But it's alright. I'm gonna go for 2 Wild Charges back to back. That will do a bunch of damage first to Snorlax. If he wants to keep his Snorlax alive, he definitely has to shield one of them. But we've CP tied on that first one. I could decide to shield this, but no, I want to keep shields, and I can farm this down with Escav. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 counters. He gets to the body slam after 6 counters, so even though it was a little bit of lag, that didn't really matter. I would have killed him right before the body slam anyway. Comes in with Ampharos. I have to swap to Swampert right here. Brings in the Venusaur, which is all sorts of bad news. But this Earthquake will do so much damage. This is why you run Earthquake on Shadow Swamp. Look at that. Boom! That's so insane. Right here, I could decide to try to farm down or Hydro the Venusaur. I decide I'm just gonna farm down with Escav. I have enough health. These fires do nothing. I go to the drill run right here. All I have to do is fire it at the Ampharos, throw one counter, and we lag. I would have gotten that drill run. I would have won the game, but the game was pretty laggy yesterday. Unfortunately, made it quite hard to get some good battles for you guys, but we got some good battles anyway. All right, next one. Let's just move on. Escav into Lapras. This is a really good matchup for me, though the SURFS do add up, and the counters they're not stab, so they're not doing that much to the Lapras. As you can see, I have to shield a move here actually if I want to win the matchup, and like he's staying in with his Lapras right here, which is kind of worrying me. That means he might have a grass type in the back that he doesn't want his that doesn't want to see Escav. It's a Charmer. Again, I'm gonna stay in right here, even if it's a grass type. Raichu still has a lot of play if I get some energy, and even Swampert can Earthquake if it's a Venusaur. Yeah, these charms are adding up. I'm just gonna farm up right here to a couple moves, but he swaps into Obstagoon, which again is pretty difficult for this line as well if my Escavalier is gone. But Swampert definitely has a ton of play. I'm gonna go for double Wild Charge. This will do a ton of damage. Put him into a range, into Hydro Cannon range. I'm gonna catch the Night Slash right here. Honestly, I might have preferred to take that on Raichu, but I thought he was gonna farm up, but instead he was just gonna kill my Raichu. That's alright. I'm gonna take another Night Slash right here, and now I have to farm up. I know it's 5 for a Night Slash, so I throw right at 5 counters right there. CMP tie, Swampert wins the CMP tie versus Obstagoon, so I can get this Hydro Cannon off, and I have enough energy for another Hydro on the Clefable. That's a really good game. Swampert clutching up, closing the game, which is what Swampert does best. It's like such an amazing closer type Pokemon. Alright, what is the next match? It's another Lapras. Yeah, we love to see the Lapras with Escavalier. The whole line really doesn't mind Lapras. Brings in a Charmer, and at this point I'm thinking, this is a line I saw multiple times actually, it's Lapras double Charm. Which was really tough for my first lineup with the Snorlax and Umbreon, but this lineup does pretty well against this, especially if it's Togekiss in the back, because Raichu has a pretty decent matchup versus Togekiss. Anyway, I can just stay in right here. I have Raichu for the Lapras, so I don't need to save my Escav. And I can just burn another shield here or take out the Clefable. Yeah, this Chiron should KO the Clefable if he lets it through, and he does. Brings in the Lapras once again. Lapras does have a little bit of energy right now. It's not great for Raichu. Raichu is kind of squishy. Alright, brings in the Kiss. Here's where Raichu's gonna pop off. This is where Thunder Punch would have a lot of play, because you don't have to debuff yourself, and it would still do so much damage. But Wild Charge, as you can see, just KOs right there. And he has to respect it with the Lapras. He's gonna pop a shield. I could probably get to another one, but I decided to play it safe. Go into my Swampert. Just go for the Earthquake. It does enough damage to almost KO the Lapras. I'll no shield the first Surf. I probably could have no shielded this one and finish with the Raichu, but again, I want to play it safe. I'm just gonna go for the Earthquake right here. Again, Shadow Swamp, Earthquake, just does so much damage to a Lapras. That's a really good amount of damage for against one of the bulkiest Pokemon in Ultra Premier. Get off the Hydro Cannon right there, and that's a really good game. Was it the final one? Yeah, that was the final battle. Alright, so as you can see, Raichu definitely has a lot of play in Ultra League. If you don't have one, I definitely recommend you grind some Pikachus. I think the Explorer Pikachu is still around for a little bit, and if not, I think we're gonna get more Pikachu during Christmas event. You know, Christmas Pikachus. Definitely grind XL candies then. Though, I think another big electric type in Ultra Premier is gonna be Galvantula. I think Galvantula might be even better because it has more play against the grass and Swampert, with Lunch being neutral to both, or super effective if it's a pure grass type, of course. But Raichu is still really good, so I'd recommend that. And Galvantula, of course, it's way harder to get, way less Joltik spawns than Pikachu spawns during events, at least. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.